All right, it is recording. Well, welcome everyone to the weekly Team Shine, and Jen and myself are taking the place of the wonderful Jill Werness, who asked us to go ahead and step up to the plate and lead this call. And what we're going to do is we're each going to just take half the call. I'm going to be the first 15 minutes. I'm going to be looking at my time. I don't want to take any of Jen's precious time. And we're each going to talk about what do we see is most tripping us up and our teams, and give you some real tangible solutions. So I'm going to see share what's been tripping me up and my team. Hey, Angie. And then Jen's going to share what she has seen tripping folks up. All right. Many of you know, I'm always like, I watched this video and I watched that video. I'm a video junkie. Like in all my spare time, when I'm doing the dishes or doing the laundry that my husband says I don't do barely enough, but whenever I'm doing that or getting ready, or I am watching a video, I'm listening to a video, and I know some folks on my team have been hearing me all week talk about Bridget Ryan. Bridget Ryan is someone, she's so adorable. Google her on YouTube. Go to YouTube and Google Bridget Ryan Plexus if you want to watch any of her videos. But she is wonderful. She is someone who shows you that you could do it with a lot of children. She has 7 little children that she homeschools. 7 seems like the magic number. A lot of people have 7 little children. And she went diamond in exactly 1 year. So from day one, when she says she had no idea, like many of us, what a probiotic does or how to pronounce the ingredients, she went diamond in exactly a year. And as I was watching all of her other videos, as well as her upline video, I was hearing a theme, and I was truly convicted. All they kept saying was IPAs, IPAs, IPAs. We all know what IPAs are, which are income-producing activities. Or if you think in just general business terms, it's marketing. It's meaning that we are sharing, new people are hearing about what we have to offer, and we're making new connections. But what she talked about was that she does it first and foremost. She is very disciplined. So before she starts helping her team, before she starts answering all the questions, before she starts talking to her sideline, she is doing her IPAs. And that convicted me, because there are days where, I'm good with IPAs, but I'm more like I do them in a burst, right? There might be a couple of days where go by, and if you ask me, who knew did you talk about Plexus with? Like, who did you share Plexus with for the first time? I'd be like, ooh. But then there'll be a day where I'm just like, busted. So I realize there are days that even though I'm doing Plexus those days, that I do get sort of sidetracked, right? I might make my Facebook post, and then I see all these other Facebook posts. I get a little bit sidetracked, talking to my sidelines. I'm talking to my team. I do a lot of one-on-one mentoring calls with people on my team. All that's important, but the day can go by without me moving my business forward. As we know, as you move up in leadership, both is equally important. It's sort of like this balance, your own business and leading your team. So I have actually since even adjusted my schedule. I talked about how I have a lot of mentoring calls with team members, and I have actually even, sorry, I think we got some new folks. Go ahead and mute if you're new. I think I got all the lines there. Okay. So, and I had a couple of calls scheduled for 9 o'clock, and I was like, listen, can we reschedule? Because 9 to 10 o'clock now is my sacred time. 9 to 10 is my own IPA, income producing activities, and then anything else that I do that day is sort of icing on the cake. Now, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, IPAs. So you probably have heard different ways when people talk about IPAs. You hear different methods. You might hear like 5-3-1, which we'll talk about, and I saw one, it was like 2-4-6-8. Regardless of the method, none is magic. Each of us might have a different system that we're going to use. The key, though, is that we're doing enough income producing activities, meaning we're marketing enough. We are telling enough people about Plexus. We're following up enough, and we're adding to our network. Another thing with having whatever system, 5-3-1, 2-4-6-7, whatever, is that you're doing it consistently each week, that we're not having starts and stops. We never want someone to say, hey, are you still doing Plexus? We want to be super, super consistent. And we just don't want to fool ourselves. So when we have a system, whatever that system is going to be, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to tell you the system. I'm going to encourage you to create your own system, but I'm going to give you things to think about to create your own system this week. Is that without a system, we can totally fool ourselves, right? With really, how many new people am I telling about Plexus? And not just like a passing conversation, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever, but they're actually now in your follow-up system. They are now a name on your list that you're going to be touching base with and building a relationship with. So the first thing I want you to do is, I believe we need 5 solid hours of Plexus time to work this business. At a diamond level pace even, if those 5 hours are focused and we're working on IPAs, everyone I know has such a different schedule, right? Some of you, you're home with your kids. So maybe those 5 hours are during nap time. Or maybe it's not until they go down to bed and you do it from 9 to 10 at night. Because when I'm saying those 5 hours, let me talk about proactive versus reactive. I'm talking about 5 hours of proactive, meaning you are moving your business forward, because we all know that reactive stuff's going to happen in the nooks and crannies of our life, right? Someone's going to message us a question and we're going to reply back. A team member is going to ask us a question, we're going to reply back. That's going to happen. If we don't have the scheduled time to work the proactive, that's not going to happen. So for some folks, I have Angela, I know she's not on the call because she's asleep right now. She has 2 full-time jobs, guys. She has to go to bed at 6 o'clock at night to maybe get 6 hours sleep. She works almost 24 hours a day. So her time to work isn't until Saturday. So maybe 10 to 2 on Saturday. Now, some of us, so I have a little bit more flexibility, right? I work my business with my husband, our retail store, but I could do a lot of that from home. So for me, my 5 hours are going to be 9 to 10. Go ahead and mute a line here. 9 to 10, Monday through Friday. But regardless, you guys find when that 5 hours of focus work's going to be. Then figure out what your DMO is. You might have heard of that terminology in Plexus. DMO is your daily method of operation. Essentially, it's just like, what is your agenda going to be? And for everyone, it's going to be different. But the key is, I want us to figure out our work schedule, right? When is those 5 hours of proactive work going to be? And what is your general agenda going to be? I want you to pick it ASAP. However, be totally flexible. Guys, this is going to evolve. I mean, sometimes it evolves because of the time of the year, right? When our kids are out from school, it's probably different from when it is when they're in school. Or as you move up in your business and your team grows, your DMO is going to change. Some months you're going to have really huge goals. Your DMO is going to change. So we want to be structured while being flexible, okay? And a fine balance between the two. Now, this is what I'm going to encourage you to think through when you think about, okay, I've got these 5 hours to work whenever they are. What am I going to do during those 5 hours? This is what I want to give you, just some things to think about. Now, think about if you had a relationship building list. So instead of thinking of leads, what about if it was purely a relationship building list? And you hear about creating a list of 100. Let's call your 100 leads list 100 relationship building list, right? These are people that you are going to start a relationship with, rekindle, or deepen a relationship with, maybe before you even bring up Plexus. So let's say you had 100. What if, and I know I'm using the easiest schedule here, but let's use my schedule. Okay, let's say you could work 9 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. What if for 15 minutes, that first 15 minutes, you were reaching out to 5 people on your relationship building list, right? So you would do 5, 5, 5, and 5, let's say Monday through Thursday, that's 20. And what if you used Friday as a catch-up day? Like any loose ends from those 5, 5, 5, 5 people that you reached out to. That's 20 people. That means you're going to work through your 100 list in exactly 5 weeks. And then after 5 weeks, almost a month, you're going to touch them again. And when I say relationship building, these are people, again, that maybe it's like a friend from kindergarten that you haven't talked with forever, and you would feel so icky bringing up Plexus. So what do? I mean, maybe you just reach out and they just came back from vacation, you know, and it was just like, hey, it looks like you had an awesome time in Florida. I know we haven't talked in so long. How are you doing? Or maybe you're like, gosh, I feel even weird doing that. Maybe you simply go to their Facebook page and you start liking or commenting on some of their recent posts. Or maybe it's that you actually reach out. I haven't talked with you forever. I'd love to catch up and have coffee. Okay, you're just building a relationship with people that are on your relationship list. So let's just say you did 5, 5, 5. Okay, so that's 20 people a week that you are developing a relationship with. Now, what if you also had another segment of your list that was talking about plexus, right? So you had relationship building, you had talking about plexus. So once you either boldly reached out to them and said, hey, when I'm boldly reaching out, I do a lot of Facebook audio messages. So maybe it's like, hey, Susan, I know you're still suffering with your migraines. I hate you're suffering with your migraines. I'm sure you get suggestions about different products left and right. But if you're even slightly open, the plexus supplements that I'm using, they have helped thousands of people with migraines. If you are slightly interested in learning more, I'd love to share. If not, no worries, no pressure, right? So I do like a quick little Facebook audio message. So that would be someone that I'm talking about plexus with, right? We're already sort of engaging in that dialogue. So that could sort of be what you call your follow-up list, but let's just say talking plexus. And what if you set your timer, your first 15 minutes of that hour, right, was your 5, 5, 5 of just relationship building. What if then you set your timer again, 15 minutes, everything else is closed down, and you're going through your follow-up list? And what if you just reached back out to 3 people a day? 3, 3, 3, 3 is 12, and then Friday was wrapping up loose ends. That's a lot of activity that you could totally do in 15 minutes. So let's say 5, 3, and what if 2 was Facebook post, right? We talk about how important it is to do a business post and a personal post. Some of you guys are able to do it real time. Others might need to schedule it. If you're working a full-time job, and let's say Angela's on our team. So if she works on Saturdays, she's most likely going to schedule out her post for the week. So on Saturday, when she's got our 5-hour block of time, she's doing all of this at once. So she might use a free tool like Hootsuite or Buffer and actually have it scheduled out for the week. The other important thing is, what about adding 2 new people to your contacts every single day? So 2 new people, let's say Monday through Friday, that's 12 new people. These are people that maybe you met at soccer practice, or you met at a networking meeting, or you met at the store, and now they are in your network. So I would either add them right to your relationship building list. So now you have 101 and 102 on your relationship building list. Or maybe you actually really even engage lifetime about plexus with them then and there, and I would add them to your talking plexus list. So that's something to consider. Let me think what else here. So that's going to be your IPAs. Okay, that's your IPAs. Now your DMO, your daily method of operation, is going to be your IPAs, which again, I'm going to recommend that you take those as block of time, 15 minutes, turn on your timer, turn everything else off, and get it done. Get it done. And everything else, again, you do that day is icing on the cake. Okay, some other things, though, that should be included in your DMO. So you have IPAs, you have customer service, and you have leadership. So customer service is anyone that's on the product. That's your retail, preferred, and wholesale customers or ambassadors. So what if at the beginning of the the beginning of the month, you saw how many retail, preferred, and wholesale customers or ambassadors do I have? Let's say you have 50. I would recommend, what if you did 50 divided by 4 weeks, divided by 4, Monday through Friday? And that would be, you're reaching out to 4 a day. And that's just people that are, we have to remember that our ambassadors are customers too, right? We just want to make sure they're having the most phenomenal health testimony. And trust me, your organizations are going to grow so large that if you have these systems in place now, because you're going to get to the point where you're like, oh my God, Helen, that's right. She's a wholesale customer ambassador. I haven't talked with her forever. So get these systems in place now. Or if you're going on vacation, like I said, then take that number, 50, divided by 3, divided by 4, or 5, however many days you're going to do that. A lot of people do just a Monday through Thursday if they're working 5 days a week, and then Friday again is sort of catch-up day. Then also do that for leadership. So how many ambassadors do you have that are hardcore, right? So that's also you want customer service part of your DMO, leadership part of your DMO. Another part of your DMO is reports and numbers. Like part of your agenda should be looking at your numbers and how your points are doing. And did anyone's auto ship not go through? How are you doing on contests for like leadership? As you're moving up, do you have folks that are going for silver and gold? How are they doing? So you do want a portion of your DMO to be all about your reports and your numbers. And again, even if you're not that as far as you want in leadership, go ahead and figure that out now because you're going to quickly fill up that time. And the last part of your DMO would be product knowledge. And go product by product by product. Take your time. We only have 15 products or so, which is great. Go product by product by product. Go so in depth. Take a week or 2 weeks on that product. Go so in depth. Go ingredient by ingredient by ingredient. Google, how does chromium help reduce blood sugar? Like just learn bit by, as we know, a lot of learning is going to happen on the job, right? We're going to have someone that asks us a question, but do this proactively. Your DMO should be proactive things that you are doing. So that's some stuff to think about in your DMO. You want those IPAs, people that you're building a relationship with, people that you're following up and you're actually talking plexus, and new people that you're adding to your network. You want Facebook activity to be a part of it, customer service, team leadership, reports and numbers, and product knowledge. And last but not least, then I'm going to turn it over to Jen. So of course I mapped it out where it was nice and clean, right? You're working for an hour Monday through Friday. But and I gave you some other scenarios too. Now some people don't like to do a little bit each day. They like to do what's called themes. So maybe Monday is Marketing Monday, and they bust through instead of 5, 5, 5, and 5. They do all 20 Monday. And Tuesday is their team Tuesday. That's where they focus all on their ambassadors. And W Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. That's when they focus on customers and ambassadors regarding their health. And T for Thursday is Training Thursday. So you can have fun with this, guys. Just find something that you know you're moving your business consistently forward, and use this as a framework, not as such a like a structure that you're like, oh my gosh, I became my own boss, so I had a little bit of flexibility. Some structure gives you flexibility. Okay, so have fun with it. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Create one ASAP, but realize it's going to morph and grow and develop into something amazing. And I'm going to find Jen here. Jen,
Hey Claire, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me? I'm on the. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to switch over to the phone. I'm losing some connection with my computer, so
okay.
Hopefully this will work out better. I'm sorry.
You're great. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey guys, I'm so excited to share. When Claire asked me to kind of brainstorm and think about the different things that I feel like either I've gotten stumped on or some of the girls on my team, I came up with 4 things. And so I want to talk about the 4 and then talk about what we can do to overcome that. The first one that is huge is follow-up. Never, ever, ever, ever stop following up until they take some type of action. Now, if they do not respond, I call it hearing crickets because you don't hear anything, right? That is not a form of action. So you want to continue to follow up with those that you have reached out to until you hear some type of action. So if they say no, they took action, and at that point, you want to go ahead and you want to respect that. Although maybe 6, 9 months down the road, I might just drop in and just touch base with them. But you're looking for either them to say no, sign up as one of your customers, or join you on your team. And I wanted to share with you some statistics that I read about today. So listen to this, 48% never follow up after the first contact. So half of you is what the statistics are saying are not even following up after you reach out to someone the very first time. 25% don't make a second contact, 12% don't make a third, and 10% do not make a 4 or more contacts. So guys, this is what is going to separate the dreamers from the doers. Those that are sitting there wishing they were a jewel, wishing that they were promoting, is going to be the follow-up. You want to be the doer. So then I looked at some of the statistics about sales, and I read this. 2% of sales happen on the very first contact. So think about it this way. You're reaching out to 100 people. 2 out of the 100 people are probably on the spot going to sign up and do Plexus. So 3% is after the second contact. 5% is after the third. 10% is after the fourth. And listen to this. 80% is between 5 and 12 contacts. And when I look back at the other statistics, only 10% are doing that. And so I think that is huge. Sometimes we reach out to someone, we don't hear back, they ignore us, and we just stop. So don't tell me that they're not interested or no one wants to join your team. So you've talked to them at least 5 to 12 times. It is huge. Now you're probably thinking, well, wait a second, Jen. I am nagging these people. I feel like I'm bothering these people. I am becoming so annoying. I don't know how to follow up 12 times or 5 times without just becoming a nag. So here are some creative ways in which you could follow up. The first way is, if you do not hear back from them, maybe switch up how you follow up. Maybe you can follow up with a phone call or when you see them in person. That way it's not like it's the same Facebook message over and over and over again. And we tend to follow up with things like, did you have any questions? Just checking on you to see what questions you have. And if you keep asking that over and over again, then yes, it becomes annoying. So maybe try a different way. Maybe ask them to go out to coffee or meet with you, talk to them on the phone. A second way is, why not send them a testimonial? I had a girl the other day. She's from my church. She's pregnant. I thought this is going to be perfect for her. I told her about the product and how it was going to help her in her pregnancy, and I heard nothing back. So I waited 2 days, and I sent her a testimonial. We have that marvelous testimonial page. If you're not a part of it, get with your sponsor, have her add you. Tons of testimonials. You can search for just about anything. And I searched for a story about being pregnant. In fact, there's a pregnant Facebook group just for that. And I sent her a before and after picture. I sent her the lady's story. And that was my creative way of following up with her to make sure she got my information. Hey, Jessica, I sent my information. Did you get a chance to look at it? I came across this awesome testimony, and I wanted you to see, and that was another way. Another way is to send a diamond documentary. I've sent things to say, hey, Tina, I know you're a teacher, you're working hard. I know you've got 3 kids, you're looking to stay at home with them. This girl, had a great, phenomenal teaching testimony of how she retired early. That could be a follow-up. Also, another idea is, who doesn't love freebies, right? And it doesn't have to be something expensive. It can be one sample of Slim. It can be one packet of your protein drink. And a lot of times if you follow up with a freebie, they're not going to ignore you because everybody wants something for free. So if they don't respond, you can just say, hey there, what's your address, Tina? I just wanted to send you a free sample of the pink drink to get your thoughts. And now they're going to respond back with their address. Now you're going to send it. Then you're going to follow up and see how they like it, and you're going to get conversation going. And then another way I thought of is create your own special. There's been times where I've had people on my dream team list where I was like, no way am I letting this opportunity pass me by. And I paid for their membership fee, or I've refunded them $20, or sent them a free bottle of Block. You can create your own special. You just can't post it on your main Facebook page, but you can send them a personal message. The next one, jump on the company's incentives. When they're doing 15% off, $20 refunds, free shipping, use that as a follow-up. Hey, Susie, I know we talked this yesterday about practice, but guess what? They just came out with a new incentive, and I just wanted to follow up to make sure you knew about it. okay? And then that way you're not bugging them, you're not nagging them. Guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. I really encourage you tonight, over the next 48 hours, to go back through your messages, look at all the people you talked to over the past year, and make a list and go back and follow up until you hear the word no. All right, so that's number one, follow up. Number two, reaching out beyond posting on Facebook. First of all, if you're not posting on Facebook, you are missing out, because this is free advertisement, and this is your warm market, guys. These are your closest friends. If anyone is going to do this and jump on board with you, it's going to be your closest friends. So you want to make sure you're posting on Facebook, but you want to do something beyond just posting, because what's going to happen is over the year, you're going to start to get through your warm market, and now you're going to have to get through some of your cold. So you want to try to reach out to at least 2 people a day. If you have 15 minutes to work your business, there's absolutely no reason why you can't reach out to 2 people. And this goes along with what Claire was saying with income-producing activities. You know, it's one thing to scroll Facebook and go in and comment on your team's, you know, page and on statuses and things like that. But if you're not reaching out, you're not doing those income-producing activities. Be prepared when you go out with your business card, with a sample in your purse, and be intentional. This is all about relationships, and you guys are good at this, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be here. You love people, and you're about relationships. So it's about building new ones constantly. And when you do, and when you are intentional, you want to get their information. Don't just give your business card. So here's some examples of me being intentional over the last couple of weeks. Went to a car dealership. Sitting there, I had the option to keep my phone in my face and just stay to my own business, and I stirred up a conversation with the lady next to me. She had a 2-year-old, I had a 2-year-old. We just started chit-chatting. She asked me what I did for a living. Boom, Plexus. I said, hey, here's my phone. Find your name on Facebook. Go ahead, put it in. Send it a friend request, and, you know, I'll keep you posted. Within 3 weeks of watching me on Facebook, she became a customer, ordered $100 worth of products. Drum lessons. My daughter has drum lessons. I went, saw a new lady sitting on the sofa waiting for her son, just started chit-chatting, asking her questions. Hey, are you new here? Yeah, I just moved here. Have you been able to meet new friends? No, not really. You know what? Here's my phone. Connect with me on Facebook. I love to get to know you. Maybe we can meet up at a park sometime. She sent me she was the one that sent the friend request to me. Gymnastics. Week after week, I sit next to the same moms as we watch our kids. One of the ladies joined my team. You just have to talk about it. Library. I was checking out a book on leadership, and the ladies were just chit-chatting. I'm constantly being intentional, thinking about ways to bring Plexus up. I said, yeah, I'm excited about these leadership books, because I'm trying to grow my team. Oh, you have a team? What's your team? What do you do? Talked about Plexus, found out she had lupus. Boom, gave her a sample. Went to the pool. You know, there's people at the pool. There's people at the gym reading your Plexus tank top. Post office, doctor's office, servers at the restaurant. Guys, we've got to be intentional, because we have products that work, and there are people out there looking for answers. Reach out to your family. Go beyond Facebook. It took a year for my mom to try the products, and she lost 13 pounds, and now she's singing praises. She loves it. My sister's husband mocked me for a year, telling me that it was a joke, and he pulled me aside last month to say he just needed to have this pink drink that I've been talking about, because I hadn't given up. Reach out to your sisters and your brothers and your moms. They're the people that trust you most. Groups, Bible studies, moms groups, health and wellness groups. I was on a health and wellness Facebook chat the other day. A lady asking for help. She's from the UK. I just got myself another customer because I'm taking on the responsibility of getting the products and shipping them to her myself. But there are people out there wanting help. The buy-sell trade groups, I don't know if you have them in your town. When I sell something to someone, they come to my house, pick it up. I say, hey, let me tell you about what I do. Here's my card. Let's chat. Take advantage of opportunities. So that's number 2, reaching out beyond posting on Facebook. Third one, look for business building partners. Oh, this is where I went wrong in the beginning because I focused solely on just the product and helping people get well, which is my heart and that's my passion. But the thing is not everybody who wants to get well and loves the product really wants the business. And you can spend a lot of your time dragging people to that point, and they're not going to hang around or stay and want to build their team if they're just not into being an entrepreneur or running their business. So don't be afraid to go look for building business partners. You know, it's okay. I mean, as long as they have a heart for people and a love for health and they're willing to be a product of the product, there are people out there that are struggling financially just as much as they're struggling with their health. So, you know, we tend to post a lot about the products and the health, but think about the last time maybe you post about the business opportunity and what it's done for you and your family or the freedom that it's given you. So there are people out there that are looking for that. There's a girl on my team, Cheryl. She's doing awesome. She just joined a couple weeks ago, and I have to brag on her. She added 7 people this month in July, and she just started. And I said, Cheryl, what are you doing? And she said, I start out with a business opportunity. And when they say, no, I'm not interested in the business opportunity, then I have something to fall back on, and I talk about the product. And she talks a lot about the business. And I didn't do that in the beginning, you know, so I'm trying to pull people who weren't interested in the business with me. Use other stories. If you're a silver and you don't have your story, you're like, Jen, I don't know what to talk about the business because I'm just a silver. I'm only making $150 a month. It's not really anything to get someone excited. Then use Jill's story. Tell them how she found business building partners, how she had a passion for, you know, helping people, and, you know, how she's made 6 figures in 13 months and has her Lexus, and she's taking her husband to Hawaii, you know, and let them know, and reach out to friends. Now, those are all great things that you can do for new people that haven't joined you yet in the business. And then there's things that you can do with people that are already on your team. If you're signing people up on your team and you're not reaching down to them to help them, encourage them, to let them know about this opportunity, then you're missing out because they're already on your team. The hard part's already done. And they're going to respond better because they know you. So if they're my level 3 and I'm trying to reach down to them, they're not going to respond to me as well as they're going to respond to you if they're your sponsor, because you're their friend. They trust you. So make sure that you're coming alongside of them and you're not just signing people up and letting them go. You're helping them through that first month of their health, making sure that they're good on the product. You're helping them with their first post, with getting in 3-way chat. You really want to pour into them and help them, because if you can help get them a paycheck and show them how easy this is, then they will stay around. And the fourth one is, guys, you've got to pour into yourself. Do not rely on your sponsor to feed you. You've got to take responsibility for yourself, because your sponsor is not your boss. She's your coach, your encourager, your helper, your supporter, but she is not your boss. And you've got to take responsibility for your own business. This is your business. So if you've never done network marketing before, read about it. Get a book. There are lots of good books. If you need help, reach out to me. Let me know. I have some suggestions. Teach yourself. Read about it. Learn. I started to watch some videos, and the biggest thing that these jewels were saying is when they got stuck in what they started to do. As soon as they poured into themselves and trained themselves and read and educated themselves is when they started to pull themselves out of being stuck. There's a reason why you're stuck. So, which means we've got to constantly be working on ourselves and figure out what we can do. If you have one person on your team, you are a leader. So, you know, read books about leadership and how to lead your team. Watch videos. I think I spent the very first year with no TV. Like, I used to love TV in the evening and nothing. I would just spend, like Claire said, video after video. I would lay next to my 2-year-old to put him down at night. I had earbuds in. He didn't know. I had a YouTube playing. All he wanted to do was snuggle with mom, and I was multitasking. I was listening as I was snuggling with him. When I do the dishes, loading the dishwasher, washing clothes, folding clothes, putting them away, have a video going, teach yourself, listen to other training calls that are out there besides our team. That's how, Jill and Claire and myself really got going, and we really started to just teach ourselves. So those are the 4 things I wanted to share with you guys. 1, follow up. 2, reach out beyond just posting on Facebook. 3, look for business building partners. And 4, please take the time to pour into yourself, because you are worth it. This business is worth it. This opportunity is worth it. And we believe in you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Claire.
Thank you, Jen. So we're going to end the call here. I know that we went a little bit over. I am going to answer, though. Angie had a question. So those of you who need to leave, feel free to go ahead and disconnect. We just appreciate it. You guys have a great night. But Angie had a question, so those who want to stay with us. She had a question: how do you talk to people about the business, and what's a good way to start that conversation? And I just want to give you 2 things to think about. There's times where I do it very nonchalantly, and I am a huge Facebook audio messenger. So let's just say there's someone that's on my heart, they keep coming on my heart for the business. I know they would be a rock star, their personality, it would be so fit their needs. I send a Facebook audio message. Now, I'm not one that sends everything, like all the compensation graphs, and I feel like this is just a tennis match, and I'm throwing the ball over to their side of the net to see if they want to toss it back. And it might be something like, hey, Heather, how you doing, girl? I'm sure you see that I've been running this Plexus business, and I just could not get you off my heart and mind. A lot of times, sort of side note, I'll take them off, no pressure. I'm like, listen, no worries, no pressure. You don't even need to reply to this message if you don't want. But I cannot stop thinking about how wonderful you would be with A, B, and C in this business. It is the most amazing thing. It's such a huge blessing. If you are slightly interested in learning more, I'd love to share. If not, no worries and no pressure, but I wouldn't feel right if I didn't reach out to you. End, like a minute. I just started the conversation. And a lot of times they'll reply back, yes, I'm interested. I want to give you another example, more hardcore. I don't know if you've ever heard of Eric Warray, who's the professional network marketer trainer, and he has this program called 20 Business Builders in 30 Days. So guess what my goal is in August? 20 business builders in 30 days. We actually have a program, and what it is, his numbers is, he says, first of all, if you wanted to go that approach and build this business, he says how incredible to do it in one huge focus, one huge month. He has talked to hundreds of people that are making a lot of money in network marketers, and they all had that. They all had a burst of activity, and generally it was around 20 business builders. And he's such an introvert. He's like, I would prefer to go all in 1 month, my life to be a little off kilter, to get those 20 business builders that you spend the next 3 to 6 months developing, and maybe do that once a year, or maybe even once in your lifetime of that career. So what he recommends to do that, I don't want to freak people out, this is the other extreme, is to write down a list of 200 people that you send a Facebook message to or a text message to. He says, guys, you have it easy. In my day, you had to pick up the phone. People don't want you to call them. It's a text message or a Facebook message. He says from there, about 90 people will say, sure, let's meet. And from there, you'll probably get 20 business builders. So I'm doing this, and the way I'm reaching out is just, hey, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you forever. I would love to reconnect. I would love to chat, see how you're doing. Do you have some time for coffee or lunch or wine sometime over the next couple of weeks? And sometimes they've even said, my treat. And what I'm going to do during that time, and he says, that month, you're going to be a little busy. There might be a Saturday where you are camped out in Starbucks and you're meeting someone from 10, 11, 12, 1. When I meet with someone, this is going to not be, I'm not going to throw Plexus up on them. I'm going to catch up with them. How are you doing? What's going on? Tell me more. How can I help? And then I'll say, do you mind? I would love just 5 minutes to share with you, tell you a little bit about the products that have changed my life, the business that I adore, And not so much for me. I know you're talking about you have this essential, you know, you have this jewelry business that you love, which is great, but you probably come across people who aren't feeling good or looking for another job, and I would just love to share. And I'm just gonna have a little binder with like 5 little sheets of paper to go through. Like, what are the products all about? What are the root issues? And a little bit about the comp plan. So that's the way that I'm going to share with all of these people about the comp plan. So there's lots of different strategies all across that spectrum there. But hopefully that answered your question, Angie. Okay, great. All right. You guys have a great, great night, and we'll talk with you soon, okay? Bye.